Welcome to After Hours. I'm Charles Matheson, and in this presentation, I cook, I tell you news, trends, and kind of cool stuff, I think. All right, so today's called Kale Yeah, and because we're going to be cooking with kale. Kale is what's called a superfood. A superfood is a food that not only nourishes the body, but also has a lot of nutrients and has a lot of healing properties that help the body function at its peak. So you'll see there at the right there, you'll see a link for the tools and the recipe that I am using this evening. So you can follow along and get the tools that I'm using if you like them. And then also you'll get the recipe and then links to purchase any of the items that you see here if you like it. All right, great. Sorry, I'm late. My time is 8:45. However, I had some technical difficulties trying to stream through OBS, but next time that should be taken care of. All right. So also this here, if you would like to support this stream, you can click on that. So if you'd like to buy me a bottle of water or Avion water or coconut water, anything is appreciated. All right. So what inspired me this week? Just what inspired me this week was just to keep cooking. Like I have been really making different dishes and just I got a cookbook and let me show you this cookbook. This is what's been inspiring. I got a cookbook. It's by Ina Garten. Let me put it down here so you guys can see. And it's called Go To Dinners. And this book I got a few months ago, and I'm going right through it. So far, I've made 5 recipes. All but one have really been great. So just like cooking with a cookbook, like going right through it, is a really great way to hone your craft in cooking. Her style is more American. And in the first few chapters that I'm reading, it's a whole lot of like hearty vegetables like fennel and carrots and celery, squash. It's really, really good. I definitely recommend getting this book. So that's what inspired me this week. Okay, let me open up my chat. So the chat's open, and let me start with my drink. So, let's take this off. I'm going to have Martini and Rossi spritz or a spritzer. Okay, this is Martini and Rossi, and it is a vermouth. And what vermouth is, it's basically a fortified wine. And they came from Europe. I was doing some research. They originated in Italy and France in ancient times, and it's basically a fortified wine. It's used in cooking. It's used in many drinks like Manhattans, and I am always looking for a new drink. And by chance, I heard about a Martini and Rossi spritzer. So let me show you how it's made. All right, so you get your low bowl glass. Low bowl glass is just a round glass and your ice cubes. I'm gonna pour some vermouth, Martini Rossi vermouth, and then I'm going to add some club soda to it, and you get just a beautiful color as well. And then the alcohol content on this is 14%. So it's not. It's basically a really strong wine, as what it is. And you get a really light, refreshing taste. Once you're going to add a little more to it. Okay. So yeah, try it out for yourself. If you want something that's light and not too heavy, it's sweet and a little bitter at the same time, but it goes down really good. All right, so I'm going to be cooking with kale today, and kale is I've been cooking with kale for years, and usually when I buy kale, I buy it already chopped, and I've been getting organic now because my dietitian told me that organic food lasts a really long time. And I didn't know that. I just thought it was just the process and the way in which they grew the food. So like if it's meat, it's grass fed. If it's a vegetable, there's no pesticides used. However, that may be true, but what happens is that the food lasts a lot longer. I have noticed that. So it's definitely worth spending that extra money, I think, to get the organic because organic food just lasts a whole lot longer. Okay, so the very first thing I need to do is I need to fry up some bacon. And I'm going to use pork bacon. You can use turkey bacon if you don't eat pork or another type of bacon. I'm going to use pork bacon, and I'm going to cook about four slices. All right. So just put this over here. Get my stove going. And I cook the bacon slow so that it doesn't burn. Because for me, there's nothing worse than burnt bacon. Once it's burnt, like all of the flavor is gone. And then it's just like a waste. Let me rinse off my hands. All right. Now I'm going to eat this with some roasted potatoes. And I'm going to put the roasted potatoes inside of the air fryer. So I'm just going to chop this up really small into small chunks. Then I'm going to put some olive oil on it and then put it inside of the air fryer. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Okay. You know, it's interesting. A student I tutor, he told me he watches my channel. I thought that was so interesting. Maybe he's watching right now. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to add just a little bit of vegetable oil so that it'll get like a crispy outside when it comes out of the air fryer. I'm gonna mix this around a bit. And I'm gonna put it on the air fryer on the roast setting. And the roast setting is between 375 degrees and 390 degrees. All right, so let's do this. Okay, roast. roast. Okay, great. All right, I'm back. All right, so now I'm going to just check out my pot here with the bacon. All right, so that's hot. So now I'm going to add the bacon. All right, so we got the sizzles going. And I definitely want this on medium heat. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit more. Okay. Now I'm going to chop up this onion. And the onion, I think, in this dish is like the star of the show. If you're not really into, let's see. All right, Dylan. Thank you. If you're not really into onions, I think this dish will make you want to like onions. It's really, it really pairs well with the kale and the bacon and the chili. I'm going to be using some Thai chili. And Thai chili is really, really, really spicy. And if you are not a person that likes hot stuff, then this may not be for you. But I really like hot chilies, and so I use this all the time to add some spice. And it's really, really affordable. I get this in. I go to Jackson Heights, and I go to a Thai grocer there, and I get maybe like 100 of them for like $10. Really, really affordable. All right, and then the last thing is I'm going to chop up some garlic, and I have been not buying the garlic that's peeled because for some reason it's been going bad faster. I don't know, maybe if it's like not organic but I used to buy garlic already peeled, and it's been going bad quickly. So I just now buy the garlic and I just peel it myself, and it's not a big deal, but it's helpful because I cook garlic a lot. All right, so I'm just gonna now chop up this garlic. My bacon is going good. Smells amazing. All right. Okay, so this is all just about set. All right. So now I'm just gonna flip over my bacon. Oh wow. Looking really good. And it's not burnt or anything. All right, I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. Okay. So I hope you guys are doing well. It's Friday, February 9th, 2024. And what a hectic week. So I'm glad it's time for my relaxation. Okay. What am I talking about? I'm going to talk about my food cycle. Yes. So when I say food cycle, I mean the foods that I have been eating for the last 2 weeks to 2 months. Okay? And One of those foods that I have been eating is fennel. And once I get this started, I'm going to show you what that is if you've never heard of it. All right, so I'm going to heat this up to about 600 degrees. Get my bacon, so I'm going to turn this off. Add some oil to my wok. Let's move this over a bit so you can get a better look at this. All right, there we go. All right, so fennel. This here is fennel, okay? And fennel has a licorice taste. I've been cooking with it for like the last, I'd say, like 5 weeks. And you can eat it raw. You can also eat it, you can cook it. I made a soup this week with it from Ina Garten's cookbook that I just showed you earlier that I really kind of did not like. Okay, I gotta turn this down. Gotta put this way lower. That I really did not like. However, if you have it with salads, let's say like with some mesclun or with arugula, it really is amazing. All right, so I'm going to add the onions, the garlic, and the chili. Gonna let that flavor up the oil. Okay. So this is going to it's going to infuse the oil with the flavor of the garlic and the onions and the chili. I think I'm going to need a little bit more oil. And I'm going to go check on my potatoes that I'm roasting. All right, just coming along. Okay, yeah. So fennel has a really like light flavor, licorice flavor. If you want to add a little bit of dimension to, if you're eating a meal with like hearty vegetables, pairs really well with carrots, with celery, with squash, roasted. All those together, and then like with like a butter sauce, it's really, really good. And then some oregano, it goes really, really well together. So fennel is really a great vegetable to try out. Another thing that's I'm like losing it today on my food cycle is arrabbiata sauce. And arrabbiata sauce is a spicy, I'm adding the kale now, is a spicy tomato sauce, Italian tomato sauce. And when you actually translate arrabbiata, it means angry. So I read it means angry sauce. And the reason it's angry is because it's hot. And so this brand, Carbone, this brand I found, that's the only brand I found that makes it. I found it at a fine goods shop in Manhattan. And I've been eating it with eggs, like with a shakshuka. A shakshuka is just basically you have poached eggs, and then you have it in like a tomato sauce with spices onions, and it's really, really, really good. And so this sauce, arrabbiata, goes great with it. And even if you don't have time to make a full shakshuka, you could just make scrambled eggs and put the sauce right on it. You heat up the sauce in the microwave, or you can get like a fried egg sunny side up, and then put the sauce right on the egg just like that, and then add your onions. You can fry the onions separately, and then make like a quick shakshuka. All right, so the thing with this dish here, you want to cook the kale until you get it to the consistency that works for you. So so you see it's getting wilted very slowly. So this is actually a very small portion of kale. And this looks like a big bag, but there's a lot of air in kale. So when you cook it, it cooks down a lot. Okay. So I'm gonna just let this stay here for a bit. I'm gonna come back here, and I'm gonna get my bacon. All right, so you see me chopping up this bacon here. The final thing on my food cycle is cottage cheese. Cottage cheese is, I have heard about it for years, but I always just associated it with like old people, because when I was a kid, I remember just old people just went on the supermarket line would always buy cottage cheese. And so I got it, and I've been eating it recently, and it's very versatile, actually. So I've been eating it with sandwiches, so like open sandwiches. So for example, yesterday I got some toast, and I put some cottage cheese on the toast, and then I put some honey on it, and then I put some pecans on it. So the first one was toast, cottage cheese, pecans, honey, and it was wonderful, so good. Another thing I did, I got a flour tortilla, then I put the cottage cheese first, then I put scrambled egg, then I put some Mexican green hot sauce. I'll show you that hot sauce, the green hot sauce. This is it. This is very, very hot. It's El Yucateco. Super, super spicy, but I love it. I put it on everything. And then I put some scallions on top of it. And it was like a morning taco. And cottage cheese has a lot of protein in it. And what I like about it is that it can go both sweet and savory. So with that first dish I told you about, with the toast and the pecans and honey, you could drop maybe like some red pepper flakes on there and make it like a sweet and spicy at the same time. So it can go, so cottage cheese is very, very versatile. I really, really like it, and it lasts a long time. Yeah, I've had this one in my fridge for like a month and a half. I haven't looked at the expiration date. I basically just smell it. Okay, so this is ready. So I'm gonna turn this off. And my potatoes, let's see. My potatoes are ready. Actually, I'm gonna let them cook for a little bit more. And while they're going, let's talk a little bit about food news. Okay. So the most popular food right now at Trader Joe's is chili and lime flavored rolled tortilla chips. I go to Trader Joe's once a week, at least once a week. I've never seen them. I have to go check now and see what those are about. Like of all their items that they sell, that is the one thing that sells the most in their store. Dolly Parton has cake mixes, and I didn't even know she had cake mixes. I love Dolly Parton. She's always just like, she reminds me of childhood, because like she's like, ever since like I'm only years old, and she's always been in the limelight from birth, and I always just have this warm feeling about Dolly Parton. God bless her soul. But anyway, she's coming. She has a product line. Like maybe they don't sell it in New York, but she has a cake mix. And so right now she has a chocolate cake mix, a yellow cake mix, cinnamon crumb cake mix, and a new blueberry muffin mix, the banana nut muffin mix. And now she's making a buttermilk pancake mix. I had no idea. I thought that was just really cool. She's kind of like, she's like a perfect person to have her face on cake mix, because she has like that kind of spirit. Starbucks has rolled out the olive oil infused coffee. I did a video on this, and it was about a year ago. I went to their flagship store here in the city, by the meatpacking district, and I got one, and it was actually delicious, and I can't wait to go and try one again. When I bought it, it was about $10, and like olive oil. I don't know if you noticed, the price of olive oil has skyrocketed. I bought a bottle yesterday. I think it was like 1.5 liters, and it was $11. So this olive oil infused coffee is gonna hit you about $10, but it's a luxury, and it tastes really good. I really gotta say it's worth it. Like that's one drink that I'm gonna have to replicate, because spending $10 a pop for one of those, that's kind of like very, very, very luxurious. I could just like make a cup of coffee, put the olive oil in it, but they have their own way, the baristas and what have you. They know how to do that. So I gotta make a copy. I gotta steal it. Okay. All right. So the spiciest sandwich in the world. Okay. You can get the spiciest. No, so there's a thing called now. It's called complex heat. Okay. And this is a food trend. It says Whole Foods for 2024. Complex heat. So complex heat means food that is so hot that your face sweats. You feel like you're gonna explode. And there is a restaurant here in New York City called Brine, where you can get this hottest sandwich, this spiciest sandwich in the world. And if you can eat the whole sandwich, they give you a gift card for $50 to buy more products at their store. You have to sign a waiver, and you have to pick out your choice of milk, and you have to sign up. You have to sign up in advance to go and purchase this sandwich. Okay, so my response to that is, what the duck? I mean, really, like, that's not even enjoyable. Like, I like hot, but to the point where I feel like I'm gonna pass out, that I have to schedule it. Complex heat. Spice is supposed to just like add dimension to flavor. It's not supposed to be painful. Okay, my potatoes have to be ready by now. Oh yeah, my potatoes are ready. Spice is supposed to have dimension and character to food. It's not supposed to be painful, really. Like complex heat. I think just well, you know what, that is the thing because there's a YouTube channel called Hot Ones where celebrities go and they just like eat different foods and try out different hot sauces. So that is actually a thing, but I'm just not complex heat. I'm a simple heat person. Okay, and they call this sandwich the DNE chicken sandwich. I guess it's a short for done. And the last thing I want to talk about, it's the Super Bowl's coming up, and everyone's preparing for Sunday, and I'm going to switch to basketball. And because it is a sport, that the prices for beer really are really stretched out depending on which game that you go to. For example, if you go to see the Warriors or the Celtics, let me start with the cheapest one, the Cleveland Cavs, okay, the Cavaliers. You can purchase a beer at their arena for $5.28. Okay. However, if you want to get a beer to see the Warriors or the Boston Celtics, it's $17.28. Really? $17.28 for a beer at a basketball game? I can see maybe a concert. I went to a Duran Duran concert this past last year, and the beers were about that. I mean, it's so rare when you see certain performers, so I can get that they gotta make their money. Okay? However, basketball games happen all the time. 1728? Really? I don't know about that. All right, so let's try out this. So, and then let me get my potatoes, my roasted potatoes. Okay, and then I'm gonna just sprinkle just a little bit of salt, just a sprinkle for the potatoes, because the potatoes have no salt on them, no seasoning on them. And the only salt we're getting is from the bacon. So let's see. This is very satisfying. The heat of the Thai chili it's a simple heat, really just smooths out everything. It totally works. If you're not a chili person, you gotta try out Thai red chili. And then the onions, like I said before, it's kind of like the stealing the show. It just really works. And the roasted potatoes are just they're cooked to perfection. So if you don't have a air fryer, definitely consider getting one. So that's after hours for tonight. I will see you in 2 weeks, and peace out. Go cook something good.